Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. Today, pretty good day. Bitcoin and altcoins rally, and I do believe more gains are coming. But today we have a lot of altcoins that have formed a brand new high, including Ethereum, Dogecoin, and several others. Binance Coin, and there's just a lot of excitement going on. So, what is actually driving things up? Are we going to see more gains? Well, let's discuss and let's talk about what's going on today in the world of crypto. So, thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All right, guys, let's do this. A lot of excitement in the air today, and things are looking pretty darn good. Kind of like what I said was going to happen, right? Remember, 60% of the time, I'm right all the time. All right, so starting with Ethereum, look at it. It is blowing up 10% today, 10.5% around 3250, and it's just going upwards and upwards and upwards and upwards, and it's looking pretty darn good. You know what? It's not just Ethereum. I mean, Bitcoin over here, Bitcoin is up almost 58,000. In fact, it was closing at 59,000. So Bitcoin is coming up, obviously not to a new high yet, but it's looking like it wants to do so pretty soon. But besides Bitcoin and Ethereum, you go down the list on CMC. Well, first of all, look at the overall global market cap, 2.29 trillion. This is a new high. So everything is going up. Binance Coin at 666 or 665. Binance Coin also at a new high. Dogecoin above 40 cents at a new high. And, Cardano, Polkadot, not at a new high, but they're rallying. Uniswap and several others. I'm glad to see Theta moving once again. I mean, today is a really good day. Today's a really, really good day. And if you're not seeing some greens today, then you're just not holding the right altcoins. Let's just put it that way. All right. So with today's move, let's look at something interesting. So I brought up companies' market cap. So this ranks all the largest companies in the world, including you could add things in such as gold and silver, and of course you could add in crypto. So then if they were a public trade company, how would they compare? Right? So very, very interesting. Gold is of course number one, but because gold has been showing weakness, it used to be about 12 or 13 trillion. Now it's down to 11 trillion, but obviously you still have the big boys, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, some of the biggest in the world. And then you have silver at 1.475, and then you have Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is right pressed against silver, and pretty soon it will surpass it. But that's not the big surprise. You go down the list because of Ethereum's rise. You can see Ethereum is now at number 27. So if Ethereum was a publicly traded company, it would be the 27th. Actually, it'll be probably the 25th or 24th because there is some, precious metal in here. So it would be like 24 or 23 largest company in the world if it was a company. So they're getting to the size of MasterCard already. They're already bigger than Bank of America and Walt Disney and Procter & Gamble and PayPal. Right, so even Ethereum is enormous now, and it just at this point you can't really ignore them anymore, right? I think this is why yesterday's video about Ethereum versus Bitcoin last night, which one will come first? I picked Ethereum hitting 10,000 first before Bitcoin hits to 100,000, and that's because I do see a lot of money flowing in, not only from the retail side, but the institutional side. So Ethereum definitely has that network effect. Now, with that said, does that mean that they're going to crush all the smart contract chains out there? No. I think the market is pretty big, and I still don't think you should sleep on something like Binance Coin, which continues to come up and up and up because of Binance Smart Chain, right? But with that said, Ethereum is doing very well. Obviously, Bitcoin is doing well, and obviously the whole entire market cap is doing well, which is why it's at a brand new high today. All right, so what's going on with some of these coins? What news is there? Well, first of all, Ethereum, because of their rise, Vitalik's oldest wallet, which contains 333,000 Ether, is now worth over $1 billion. So that makes Ethereum's Vitalik He's only 27 years old. He is now the world's youngest crypto billionaire. Not the world's youngest billionaire, but the youngest crypto billionaire. So congratulations, Vitalik. It definitely pays to create a crypto. Just ask Charlie Lee. So yeah, now I'm sure the other co-founders, Charles Hoskinson, Gavin Wood, I don't know, Joseph Lubin, and there's like 3 others, right? I'm sure they're all billionaires from Ethereum too, but Vitalik is the youngest of the group of the founders. All right, now for Dogecoin, here's an article on Yahoo Finance. Dogecoin, because of its rise, because it's at $53 billion, Dogecoin is now worth more than Twitter and Ford. I don't know. I mean, being worth more than Ford, I think that should be correct. Ford has been on a decline for such a long time, although I haven't tested the Mach-E yet. I will test the Mach-E pretty soon. I heard that's a really good EV car. But yeah, besides F-150, Ford has been in decline for a long time. And Twitter, on the other hand, I know they've been around for a while, but it seems like their evaluation has topped out quite a bit, or topped out for the last few years. So Dogecoin now being worth higher than both, I guess that's not a surprise to me, but it's a surprise for a lot of people. And today, the pump could be related to this eToro, which is a big exchange. They're kind of all over the place. They're a brokerage and exchange, but they did add Dogecoin today due to client demand. So now you have Robinhood that still has Dogecoin trading. You have eToro, and I'm guessing everyone else is trying to jump in on the bandwagon too. And of course, we still have Elon. I got the dates mixed up. Elon is going to present himself as the Doge father on SNL. That will happen this week, not last week. I got confused. I thought it was last week. No, it's this week. So leading up to the event, is there going to be more pumps with Dogecoin? I think so. Now, besides Dogecoin, I talked about Binance Coin, CZ. If you follow him, he continues to say not financial advice, yet keeps giving out financial advice in terms of buying BNB. But that's okay. So BNB is now worth $100 billion. He retweets that. And also he talks about PancakeSwap, which has been very, very hot. PancakeSwap copied BNB's model of token burning, and CZ likes to point that out. I wonder who started it, right? Yeah, Binance Chain, you still don't want to sleep on BNB, you don't want to sleep on them. And of course, one of the reasons why Binance Smart Chain is doing so hot is because of DeFi adoption. And right now, NFT adoption hasn't really hit BSC. But when it does, I think it's going to drive things even higher. So there you go. So that's what's going on with Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Binance Smart Chain. But is there anything else? Well, this is coming too. So eBay CEO Jamie just announced that eBay will be exploring opportunities for crypto payments and for NFT. Possibly their own NFT marketplace. eBay is kind of interesting. eBay has always been tied down to PayPal for the longest time. The two were like joined at the hips. But sometime like 2-3 years ago, I don't know what happened, there was a split. Now eBay accepts credit cards by itself without utilizing PayPal. So they're kind of like trying to get themselves away from PayPal. And now they're looking at crypto payments, another payment method to get people off PayPal, right? So I don't know what happened between the two. There seems to be animosity these days. But this was something that was talked about for a very long time. I remember even years ago in 2018, there was some big conference, maybe it was Consensus or something. eBay had a sign up there that talked about how they were going to get into crypto payments. And then it just kind of died down, maybe because of crypto winter. Now they're evaluating again. I think this is perfectly normal, perfectly natural. They should be looking at this. Now, as for NFT auctions, that's where it's interesting. What are they going to do? They can't offer their own, but they just want to be a marketplace, right? So they probably just want people to sell their NFTs on eBay, and that would make a whole lot of sense because Origin Protocol is in that space. Origin Protocol is trying to be a decentralized marketplace, but they're adding NFTs involved, right? So eBay wants to do that too. They want to have it so that people could auction off NFTs straight from eBay. I think that's genius. I think that's really genius if they can pull that off, but I don't know how they're going to do it, which wallet providers to go partner up with, or which marketplace to go partner up with, or they go create their own. It's unknown at this point, but I think that's a really, really big move. And of course, eBay, big name recognition. So if they jump in, obviously it's going to be good overall for the market. And if they declare that to go buy Bitcoin too, that's going to be even better. That's going to be even better. All right, I missed some super chats real quick. I have 3 ETH. Should you convert it? You have to decide that for yourself. Thoughts on Kyber? I think they're promising DEX. I bought Maker and come back in January. Where do you think the price is going? I don't know where they're going, but I don't know where they're going to go exactly, but I think they're going to both go up, although they're both on Ethereum, so watch out for that. The equivalent projects on Binance Smart Chain are blowing up. All right, moving on. What else is there? Well, this is interesting. So Cointelegraph decided to follow this guy on Twitter called Rec Capital, and he's just the analyst. It's not like he's an investment company or anything, but they decided to do an article, so I decided to look at it. So this Rec Capital analyst thinks that altcoins are going to go on a 27,000% rise from right now, not from the beginning of the year, from right now. And why does this person think so? Because this is the overall market cap, and altcoins surpassed it, came down, utilized it as support, and it's heading up. So he's correlating this with what happened in 2017, where this was the previous market cap. So after it utilized that as a support, altcoins went up 27,000%, which is roughly 27x. So he thinks that this looks a lot like what happened here, and this looks a lot like what happened here. So can altcoins go 27x? Or 27x is 2007. No, he's saying it's going to go on 270x. That's just ludicrous, but if it happens, I'm not going to be complaining. But can altcoins continue on, let's say 5, 10, possibly even 20x by the end of the year? I know it seems far-fetched from where we are already. I honestly think we can. We actually could see that. You know why? Because I judge everything based on Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is still so early right now. Bitcoin is still so early at $58,000. I think Bitcoin's going to go a lot higher. We haven't broken the 6 digits yet. I think that's coming later this year. Possibly. I'm pretty sure it's going to break it before my Vegas party, October 16th, by the way, at the Mirage in Las Vegas. I'm going to have more details about it later on. But I'm pretty sure Bitcoin is going to be a lot higher than 100,000 by then. And who knows where it's going to go. Maybe it goes to 200, 300,000. A lot of people are predicting Bitcoin could go a lot higher, 400, 500,000. Right? So Bitcoin still has 3, 4, 5x potential. Why wouldn't the altcoins not? We're seeing the altcoins rally harder now. So it could continue. So Bitcoin has a 5x. Then altcoins could certainly have a 10x or a 15x, and maybe even more, right? So I do agree that there's a lot more coming for altcoins and Bitcoin, but to have a 270x, that's a little far-fetched, even in my book. So just want to point that out real quick. Lastly, people shot me this. Mila Kunis and her husband, Ashton Kutcher. So I'm really jealous of this story. I really get jealous of stories like this. So she's been doing interviews. She did one on Stephen Colbert's show, and she talked about how she's a really horrible. She has horrible judgment on investments, and she brings up how Ashton told her about Bitcoin 8 years ago. 8 years ago. And told her that this was going to be the future. This is going to be a decentralized finance. It's going to disrupt everything. And she's like, that's a horrible idea. But of course, he didn't listen to her. And he invested. We don't know how much he invested. But even back then, 8 years ago, he was pretty darn wealthy. So even if he invested $10,000 or let's say $100,000, that's probably worth hundreds of millions today, right? 8 years ago, Bitcoin was probably $10. This is the time when Da Vinci got in, and Max Kaiser got in, Roger Ver got in. So man, I'm really jealous. I'm really, really jealous, but you know, I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be. I'm fine off, but still, I'm really jealous of people that got in, like when Bitcoin was at like $5 or $10, right, or even lower than that. So I did hear about Box Mining. I was trying to troll him again, lightheartedly last night, and he said a story how he got into Bitcoin when it was like $15 or something, and he got scared out and sold out. So that kind of sucks too. I did too back in 2014, but Bitcoin was still around like 200-ish going down, so a little bit different. Anyways, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. All right, before I get to Q&A, I do have a new sponsor. Very unique, very small project, but they do have potential, and that is TeslaFan, and they have nothing to do with Tesla. Obviously, they're just utilizing their name. But they're all about the new future. They're all about AI and AI-driven things. For example, AI-driven crowdfunding platform, and also AI marketplace, and AI charity, and AI analytics, and AI whole thing. They're all about AI. That's why they say they're the new future. And according to them, they're a sustainability-driven, tokenized network. The next generation AI marketplace, and an inclusive ecosystem of developers, idea, resources to expedite human-machine interaction through projects based on artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and cognitive computing. That's a mouthful. That's really a mouthful, but that's what they're about. They're all about AI. So they really have 5 pillars according to them. Number 1 is a crowdfunding platform. This is very popular these days, but they want to focus on startups that is involved with AI and machine learning and deep learning. So that makes sense. They also have an AI marketplace that's coming up. Of course, any data, there's a lot of projects kind of involved like this, like Singularity.net, right? They have an AI marketplace where AI vendors and projects can share data. They also have a donation for renewable energy, charities, sentiment analysis. They're going to use big data and AI to read and interpret big data. And then they have the stock price comparison service. That's kind of out there, but I don't know why that's in there. But yeah, they're 5 pillars. Right now, I think they just had their pre-sale, and also they are listed on Uniswap, right? And lastly, I just want to mention, because they are a really new project, they do have a roadmap. So right now, you know, they're working on a lot of things. They just had their initial sale. They'll go work on their price comparison, then the sentiment analysis, then the AI marketplace, and finally the crowdfunding, which is actually the last step. That's actually towards the mid and latter half of 2022. So at least they're very transparent about what they're working on. They're not promising everything in 2021 because that's just unrealistic. So that is TeslaFan. If you're interested, check them out. URL in the description of this video. All right, guys, let's do some Q&A. The Doge Master loves me. Doge Master, you're about to get replaced by the Doge Father. You need to get on to SNL quickly and reclaim your position. Dylan asked, what was it? I missed your super chat, Dylan. It disappeared. Gideon asked, did you hear about decentralized virtual casino opening? What are your thoughts? Isn't that run by Atari? I know Atari is trying to get into casinos. I'm not sure if that's Atari's or decentralized. I'm pretty sure that's Atari's, right? I don't know. Like a virtual casino, I don't know if it's going to work. There's just too many jurisdictions that will not allow that. You know, and then there's some people that have a big problem with gambling in general. It's weird. It's like, you know, my Vegas party, you know, I pulled out, hey, you know what? You know, I will have a poker tournament. A lot of people excited, and there's like so many people that chime in. It's like, oh, you know, why are you doing that? It's bad financial advice. I'm like, what financial advice? It's a poker tournament. There's a lot of people that are just like, I don't know, they have a different thought process or mentality, or they were raised differently. So Thoughts on what seems to be a money printer with its mining helium? I don't get what that means. If you're trying to say that's a good thing or bad thing, rather than a traditional mining, they have you share bandwidth, and basically you're creating a mesh network, a low powered mesh network around your neighborhood, around the globe. That's what they're trying to do. So I like helium, and they have been doing very well. OSBDC, why I don't know why you're always up so late or early, depending on how you look at it. What's your price target at nulls? I have no idea. I just want to see get some traction. It's having problems kind of holding above $1. It goes up and down. I just want to see traction. I think they're a great project. They have good traction. They could definitely come up. Still bullish on PancakeSwap? Yeah. I mean, I just created a video like 3 days ago, so I did not just say, yeah, I put a lot of money in PancakeSwap, and then no, I don't like it anymore. I have never used, well, I take that back. I've used Kraken early on. Recently I came in. I still think they're a little confusing. Even for exchange, they're a little confusing. Kava, promising. They just released their hard protocol. Their hard protocol, which allows you to borrow, and they have lending. They're kind of in the middle. They're not centralized, but they're not yield farming. So they're kind of like a decentralized lending and staking play, right? And they do give a lot of APY. What do you think about Dogecoin? I've looked at it before. Wasn't very impressed with it. Commences integration of Filecoin to power the video NFT market. Actually, I haven't looked at this. This is different. So they definitely have something going on with Filecoin, and I don't know what they're doing. They're basically creating They're creating a video network for NFTs. That's how I interpret that. But it seems like they're a little too early. I don't even know what's going on really. Yeah, they're coming down from their huge pump. They're on KuCoin. I guess we'll just have to see what they come out with. Neutron Spark Point, because of their location. Can you go over how you were previously hacked and steps to prevent against it? That's a SIM swap. So I was hacked before through a SIM swap. It's really hard to prevent. So right now, this is why you never really want to showcase or tell people how much crypto you have. But a lot of 2FA early on, at least, or people that come in right away, they use like their Gmail or whatever for password recovery, or they use text as a 2FA method. So some of these hackers will go to your like your carrier and pay someone off and transfer your number to their phone. And if they do that, then they have control to your text, and they could do a lot of things. They do password recovery, right? So then you're kind of screwed. So the only thing I found is you could tell your carrier to add a PIN code. That kind of prevents that, but if they paid someone off internally, they could get around that anyways. But what you really need to do is not utilize text messages as 2FA. It's very dangerous because of that reason. You always want to use something like Google Authenticator or Authy, because that can't be easily transferred from one phone to another, even if they take your phone number. So that's what happened. UTK, is that Utrust? Yeah, I don't like Utrust. They're trying to be a PayPal, a decentralized PayPal. And I don't think people in crypto really want that, because they're like a mediator and they hold your funds and they'll release it. It's like, I think people in crypto don't want to see that. And then Data Link, what do you think? Now Binance announced their NFT marketplace. I don't know. Binance, of course, they're a big dog, right? Their marketplace is supposed to come out in June, July-ish. Right now, Bakery Swap is the biggest NFT play on Binance Smart Chain, and it's doing very well. It has exploded recently because of that. But we'll have to see how We'll see how the Binance NFT marketplace is. I'm pretty sure it's going to be enormous. But, you know, we'll just see. We'll just see. Dent really stalled out. You know, they were so hot and then they stalled. I honestly don't know what sucked the momentum out of them. But they were doing all the right things. So I think they're still going to be good going forward. They're executing. They're trying hard. Someone asked about VeChain ADA. I love VeChain ADA, you know, more neutral on. But I think they're both still go up. They're just taking a breather. Japanese whiskeys, I have not tried them. I always wanted to buy them, but never tried. Sidecoin, that's just okay. They're trying to do a decentralized internet too. So that's their new thing. Besides the centralized storage, I think it's okay. I like Arweave better. What do you think about TrustSwap? I mean, they're kind of unique because they're a swap play, but then they also have a launch pad, you know? So they kind of deviated. I haven't really paid much attention to them. But I know they're kind of like all over. They're doing pretty well, but you could see that they're having a hard time breaking above this point. This is their previous high, right? And if they could break $5, that could be very good for them. Where are they at? Yeah, and they're not even on good exchanges. I mean, other than Uniswap. But if they get added on, like, say, Binance or KuCoin, they will really fly. Aura blocks. Probably too new. Secure pad, also too small. Too small and too new. I mean, with those ones, you might be wondering, okay, why are you going over these small ones? Because they tend to get pumped and dumped, and you don't know if they could really hold or anything like that. So I like to see them have more traction first. Do you think Bait can be a number one NFT marketplace? You know, I don't know. Right now they are on Binance because Refinable doesn't seem to be doing all that well. So maybe, can they stay as number one? It depends on how crafty they are. So they opened up their gallery. They got some artists on there. I think that did a tremendous thing for them. So they're doing the right things. They're trying to deviate themselves away from AMM, more of becoming the go-to NFT marketplace, and maybe they can become that, even with Binance NFT marketplace coming out. Is there a better liquidity pool than Ren on KuCoin? I don't know. There could be. Wow. While I've been talking, look at Ethereum, 3,300. It's right about 3,300. Bitcoin's about 5,800. I mean, I'm using the RX's terminal, by the way, which is completely free, and they are sponsored. Their link in the description. But this RX indicator on the 4-hour has been green for a very long time. Ethereum is definitely going up. What else is going up? Pretty much everything. Overall market cap 2.3 trillion. So things are looking pretty darn good, guys. Pretty darn good. Remember, yesterday I said that, you know, I looked at CNBC. CNBC, also the broader market, was showing like it was go really pop. And today's doing pretty well. So that usually is a good indication too when the broader market is doing well. But overall, I've been saying, you know, after this ceiling, this pressure has been lifted from Bitcoin, you know, it has room to grow. And now we're seeing it go up. We're seeing alts go up, right? So this could be a fantastic week. I don't have any opinion about Tezos. I don't know what they're doing, honestly. I heard a lot of good things about SwapDex. They're launching their own chain in the future, full eco DeFi system with, where are they built on right now? Is this the one on Matic? Yeah, what is this going on? Nothing but pump and dumps right here. So yeah, I would not get into that. BNB, Doge. Yeah, I mentioned those already. What top DeFi project do you think had the most room to grow? Aave, Compound, Curve? Definitely not Curve. Curve is, I used to be bullish on Curve until I realized there are decks for stablecoins, and that's not very sexy at all. Aave and Compound are neck and neck. But honestly, I would go with, you know, one of the Binance Smart Chain ones. Like, I would say go with something like Venus. I think they have more room to grow than either one of those guys. KuCoin, will it pump ever? It has been pumping. And in fact, I FOMO'd some more into KuCoin because they have been doing so well. I think KuCoin is going to go a lot higher. They're basically mimicking Binance right now. And they're doing all the right things. And they're coming up. They're also, I think they're at a high, or close to a high. But, you know, they're also working on their chain too. So I think KuCoin is doing all the right things right now. PolkaSwap, yeah, I don't think it's the next kick. I don't think so. And quite honestly, nothing on Polkadot pumps. I don't know why it doesn't. There's all these things that's Polka this, Polka that, Polka this. None of them really pump. Telcoin, Remittance, you know, they've been doing well. I think they've been doing well. I don't know if they formed a high, but yeah, I mean, let's go back. Yeah, they've been doing really well. So they're all about remittance, sending money from Europe to Africa, US to Africa, you know, like that. And I remember back in the day, they called Telcoin because they tried to work with the carriers. They tried to make adoption through the carriers. That's what made them unique. And I still think they're doing that. I did not know they pumped up 44% today. So they're actually doing very well. But I don't know what drove today's pump. Out of XYO and BPro, I think BPro is still fantastic. Still waiting for them to come back up. Although trading on KuCoin seems to be bot driven. I don't know what's the deal with that. XYO, I remember I looked at them. I forgot what they were about, but they were okay. Let's just say they were okay. All right. You think ETH can flip BTC this year or ever? No, I don't think they'll ever flip them. I think it could get close, but I don't think they'll flip them. It happened too. It happened in 2017. It looked like ETH was going to flip until it didn't, right? So I think that Ethereum will continue to do well because of institutional adoption and buying and retail buying. But, you know, they do have a lot of competition. And Bitcoin is a different beast. Bitcoin is a store of value. It's not a utility. It's a store of value, and there's no store of value that will ever replace it. Ethereum, I don't know. I don't know if you could say the same thing about them, but they definitely have the network effect right now. All right, guys, I'll let you guys go. You know, today's pretty fantastic, right? Today's pretty fantastic. You have a lot of projects that made a new high today. And how can you complain? Bitcoin is up, Ethereum is up, Binance Coin is up, Dogecoin is up, everything is up, right? So today is definitely a very, very good day. We'll see how it ends. Is it going to continue? What about later this week? I mean, things are looking good. The pressure has been lifted. And a lot of these altcoins have been down for the past few weeks. And now they're coming back up in full force. So things are looking good. But I guess we will see. We will see. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and tune in tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one.